That's what's kind of beautiful about NFTs is anyone can come into this space with a great idea and make a way for themselves. And so in that way, it's very much about connecting with people one-on-one. To me, this is all part of being a music artist. And now we're trying to change the music industry. The music industry has for a long time underpaid artists. I'll tell you what type of people can come sell out NFTs instantly. I'll give you a hot take about metaverses. Very cool.
What is good, beautiful people? It's your host, Daniel Mon from Rolling Up Entertainment, a platform to shine light on the current generation of artists. It's a pleasure to connect you to different individuals with different ideas, insights, and stories to help elevate your thought. Today, we have a person that is literally sitting on the other side of the world. He's an individual from Philadelphia, an entrepreneur, an investor, and a recording artist. Musically, he's at a platinum single, Jordan Belfort, with over 200 million streams across and peaking on Billboard's top 25. He's recently dropped an album, an NFT for the first ever crypto rap album, Crypto Rich. He is spearheading the music space, spearheading the crypto music space, a true pioneer in this space. I'm humbled to introduce Dyl to the Rolling Up podcast.
What up, Daniel? Thank you for the great intro. Appreciate it, man. I'm Dyl, a rapper from Philly. You already know I'm doing NFTs. I'm doing crypto music. But it all started with my song Jordan Belfort and some experiences that I had in the record industry. Kind of having some success, learning the ins and outs of the record industry, which ultimately brought me down this road to be independent, to release my music myself, to have ownership of my work, and then to give a piece of that ownership to my fans through my NFTs. So that's really what I've done here. And it's been a long journey, going from the traditional music industry, then through crypto, learning about crypto and the potential of blockchain and Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then ultimately arriving at this point where I've made the first ever crypto rap album, and now I'm selling it as an NFT. So it's been an exciting journey. I've learned so much about the music industry, and now we're trying to change the music industry, right? Because artists need to change. The music industry has for a long time underpaid artists. And so what we're here to do is to transform that, change the narrative, change the situation, give artists what they truly deserve, which is ownership of their work and to be paid fairly for all the time, effort, and energy they put into that product.
For sure, man. And diving into that for like the early adopters on a real, if you can, 2-3 minute snapshot, what's an NFT for the everyday person, and what's the buzzword of this metaverse that majority of us are hearing but don't really aren't quite understanding?
Yeah, so an NFT is essentially a tradable digital asset, and it can represent anything, right? So an NFT is really just a token that people can trade back and forth, and it usually has an image connected to it. So in this case, what we're doing is we're creating assets that represent my music, which people can then buy, sell, and trade. So one way you can think of that is it's kind of like a trading card, right? Let's take a Pokemon card or a baseball card, for example. That baseball card represents a piece of that baseball player. Now, they might be limited and they might be rare. And so these baseball cards have value because there's a limited amount. And so when we're building NFTs, what we're talking about is we're talking about creating a way for fans to own a piece of the artist's future, right? And so there's many things you can do with that. You can give fans special features, access to your shows, a VIP experience, right? Because that fan is giving you funding that you need to build your career. But furthermore, the NFT can be sold and traded at a later date. So that NFT actually has a price, and people buy and sell and trade it on the internet. And the result is that you have these different products and different assets that you can buy into to support an artist. And if that artist is really successful, those assets can become valuable, right?
Most definitely. And when did you first hear about NFTs along your journey? Because I know obviously in 2021, we're seeing a lot of celebrities jump on board. but you were in this game quite earlier than that.
Yeah, so I first got into crypto in 2016. From 2016 to about 2018, I was focused on building my business called Advantage Blockchain here in Philly. And Advantage Blockchain is now a hedge fund. It's a company where at first we were focused on crypto consulting, helping businesses learn how to use cryptocurrency and blockchain. And so this was after my big success with the Jordan Belfort song in the music industry. So there was a period in time when I actually moved away from the music and started to go into this crypto business thing. And I was liking it. I was doing well. I have a lot of knowledge about crypto, which I've learned over the years, and it all comes sort of naturally to me. But I realized that I didn't have that same passion for the business side, doing business all day, every day. And I was putting real estate on the blockchain. So I was doing a lot of talking to real estate investors, networking, and I was good at that, but it just wasn't my passion in the same way that I feel about music. So after a few years in the crypto space, I said, you know what, like this isn't for me. I need to connect with that passion that I had for music, and I need to pursue that. And I felt this fire inside of me to where I'm like, if I don't pursue this music thing, I'm leaving something on the table, right? I already had a big platform from my Jordan Belfort song, and that was great. But I really felt like, look, if I want to be happy and I want to pursue my dreams, I have to go back to this music thing. Maybe it's going to be a harder grind, maybe it won't be as easy to make money. But I figured that what really matters to me is having that passion and something I love and care about doing. So I decided to leave that and go back to music. And so that's when the Crypto Rich album really came together, because I wanted to combine my two passions, right? I had all this knowledge about crypto and I had all these things I'd learned about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I still believe in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's the future of finance, the future of technology. And so what I said is, how can I combine these two passions? Passion for hip hop, rap, making music, being in the studio. I'm an artist at heart. Everything I do, the Crypto Rich album, it all is inspired by me wanting to make awesome art, awesome music that people can relate to. So then that's where the Crypto Rich album came from. I just had this idea. Let's rap about crypto. People rap about money. People always rap about Benjamin Franklin going to the bank. Why can't we rap about Satoshi and having a private key in a wallet?
For sure.
Bitcoin, right? Why can't we rap about Bitcoin? I was only 15 sitting in my house bored. I went online to the Silk Road store. I bought some Bitcoin, got it as a sophomore. If I didn't need lunch money, I probably would have bought more. Fast forward to the future, made a mill on my computer, grab some ETH, don't buy a loser, don't sleep, don't be a snoozer. Goddamn, I'll get rich, got big plans. Hey kids, don't take Xans, type my lyrics, no pens, big numbers on 10. I got Bitcoin rich and I'm feeling myself. Big chain, blockchain, got me dripping, no hell.
Let's go.
Yo, that's my song Bitcoin. Like, I rap about crypto, but I do it in a cool way where I'm telling stories. I'm rapping about my story because that's my story, right? When I was 15, I was sitting in my house looking at Bitcoin, thinking in high school, thinking, wow, I don't have any money, but this Bitcoin thing is cool. And so I put those experiences into my music, those very real experiences that I think what people don't realize is we all have, a lot of us out there have those experiences, right? Like Daniel, I don't know about you when you first saw crypto or whatever, but when I first saw crypto, I was like interested, but I didn't know if I could invest or I didn't know about buying in. And so I think these are actually a lot of relatable experiences that a lot of us have had. Whether it's like seeing Bitcoin for the first time or like the first time you get some crypto and make a little bit of money off of it. And so as this becomes more popular, the whole idea of crypto music is going to grow. And so that's what I'm here for. And I'm here to support artists and help them learn how to make their music NFTs as well.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, in saying that, it is a space that not many people understand, especially early days. Like I remember first hearing about crypto, I'm like, oh, it's cool, it's popping off, but I don't get it. Like it's because I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't experimenting, I wasn't digging into people's minds, and that's what this space is for, right? To just get
Yeah.
people to just shift 1 degree.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I've always tried to create with Crypto Rich, right? This is the Crypto Rich album cover. So check it out. This is the 2019 album cover. That's me thinking of Bitcoin. That's me sitting at the desk from the Jordan Belfort music video. If you watch the Jordan Belfort music video, you'll see this scene. you'll see this scene. And what they didn't know is I was thinking about Bitcoin up here. So, so what I've tried to create with the Crypto Rich album is an experience where the average hip hop listener can just press play and learn something about crypto, right? So maybe they don't learn everything they need to know, but at least the album is an inspiration for people to listen and enjoy the music and say, wow, there might be something to this. So I can't be the end all be all. You know, I'm not the guy who's going to convince every single person to open their laptop and go on MetaMask and get on OpenSea and buy an NFT. But if I can teach people something with my music or inspire them to look at crypto at a future date, then I would say that I've done my job. So at the end of the day, I'm planting seeds. I'm helping people learn. And I am really bringing a hip hop audience who might not talk about crypto. They might not know about crypto, but if they've heard my album, they'll always remember that. And so I think that's the key, is like breaking through to the mainstream. And so Crypto Rich is the #1 crypto album currently. It has over 2 million streams on Spotify. So it's still growing. It's not that big yet, but it has big potential. And I think that this is going to be the album that really helps people start to see the significance of crypto. So that's the potential that we have. You know, people are learning about crypto just by listening to this album.
For sure, having fun with it, and they can hear the passion and absolute like fun of it, fun of this space, that it isn't so it's like the boring, mundane finances and coins. It's like we can have fun with it. That's what you're doing, and I've seen you in the Twitter spaces, bringing on many people. Now, going back to your like web, you smashed in Web 2.0, smashing it with Jordan Belfort in the social media space. Obviously, you have a big following across Twitter, across Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
How do you tread the waters of NFTs and not enter into crypto in a way that appears like a cash grab that I'm sure you've seen many times, that many people that are and that have that success but can come into this and it can appear as a cash grab? How do you then enter to not do that?
Yeah, I sit at an interesting place, I've realized, because my album is called Crypto Rich, right? Like, some people see this and they immediately think cash grab. And it's funny to me because my NFT is probably one of the least cash grab NFTs out there, right? It has my entire music career connected to it. I have almost 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I've made this album over the past 2 or 3 years. I've been making this merch that you see me wearing for 2 years now. So the history behind this NFT is so much greater than some of the other ones. And I think what's funny is like some of the most cash grab projects, they don't look cash grab, right? And so I sit at this interesting place where I think people might get the wrong idea when they hear about Crypto Rich, right? And there's a couple ways. Maybe they think it's a cash grab, or maybe the other thing is some people might think that it's like this nerdy crypto music, right? And so I don't know how much of Crypto Rich you got a chance to listen to.
Nah, on repeat, man. Don't worry.
Well, I appreciate it, man. But the thing is, like, I get it. I get why people might think, oh, this is gonna be nerd music, or even they don't give it a chance because they just know it's about crypto. But I've made an album it's not really all about crypto, right? I'm not rapping about crypto every line. It's not setting off the nerd alarm. It's not setting off the tech geek beeper. You know, it's like, basically, I'm rapping about dope stuff. You might hear this song in the club. You might hear it on the radio. You might hear it on a workout playlist, and you wouldn't even necessarily know it's about crypto some of the time. So for me, it's like, how can we make an album that's dope music people can enjoy, where we're talking about crypto, but it's more casual and it's more subliminal, to where people listening might not know it's crypto till halfway through the song, and they hear me say Crypto Rich, or they hear me say something about blockchain, and they're like, wait, did this rapper just say blockchain, or did this rapper just say crypto? And so it's more like that. And so sometimes it's funny. I just tweeted this today. You know how they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, it's the same thing. Don't judge Crypto Rich by this picture that you see that says crypto everything to you. Listen to the album, right? It's about my life. It's about my story. And crypto has been a part of that. So I encourage everyone to just listen to it and give it a chance before you judge the album, or you think it's going to be some nerd rap, or you think it's going to be cringe, or you think it's going to be anything other than a dope ass music album. Like, you don't know. until you listen.
And that's
Give it,
that's the same thing about the NFTs as well, right? Because it's
yeah.
far more than just the artwork, and you know this on a greater level than I do. What do you think's been the hardest thing for you entering the NFT space and even your project? Because many people listening are the creators, brand builders. They want to create something for themselves in whatever space that is. What was the hardest thing for you putting your, getting your feet wet?
That's a really good question. I got a good answer for it tonight. And the hardest part for me was coming to terms with the fact that you can't just enter this space and be really successful because of the merit of your work. You have to put in the
Mm.
time and the effort and the networking and the connecting with people, right? I mean, look, Crypto Rich has been around before NFTs. I made the album in 2019 before I knew what I was going to do for NFTs. So to me, of course, it's a good fit for NFTs. But what I had to come to terms with is that my Instagram audience and my Spotify audience and all that, it wasn't enough just to come in and sell NFTs. And I think that's hard for people to realize. Like a lot of people, especially artists, they might think, oh, well, I've got a great following. I'm going to instantly sell out all my NFTs. And so I didn't think that. I didn't think it was going to be easy. But what I've realized now is it's way deeper than that. It's like you got to sell NFTs to NFT people right now because the average audience, they're just not quite there yet. They're just not quite ready for NFTs. So right now, it is a lot of selling NFTs to NFT people. And you got to realize that if you want to be successful in NFTs, you're going to have to come in and connect with the people who are really into NFTs. You're not just going to come in and release an NFT and sell it because you got a big audience or because you got great art, right? Neither of those things are going to cause your NFT to sell out right away. Now, look, you might get lucky and have some great art and find your collector on the first day. But at the end of the day, most artists are going to have this experience where they need to come in, they need to try a bunch of different things. They need to network. They need to create NFTs. They need to collect other NFTs. And it's a long process of figuring out what actually works. So I would just say that, which is like, it's
And
not
is
going
that the same? Is that the same for somebody that has under 1,000 followers? Let's say that isn't an artist entrepreneur that is still trying to get into this space, but they're like, oh, I don't have that background, so I got nothing. I'm coming here empty, like on a low battery. Is that the
yeah, I
same
mean,
philosophy?
I would say same philosophy, and that's what's kind of beautiful about NFTs is anyone can come into this space with a great idea and make a way for themselves. And so in that way, it's very much about connecting with people one on one. Because look, unless you're like Drake or you're Post Malone or you're Doja Cat or whatever, then when you come in and do a drop, almost nobody's going to know your stuff unless you're one of those people where everybody knows your stuff. I'll tell you what type of people can come sell out NFTs instantly. Here's what I've realized. If you're someone that is so big that everybody in the NFT space knows who you are already before you come, then you'll sell out your NFTs because the people who have NFTs know. But what's very hard is to be a big artist to convert your fans into NFTs. That's tough. I mean, even if you're a pretty big artist, that's tough. And and for me, I have a pretty targeted audience. The people who like the Jordan Belfort song, the people who've been hearing me rap about crypto for 2 years. So I definitely thought that, okay, I've got a great audience. I'll be able to sell these things. But guess what? Even the average crypto audience isn't that into NFTs yet. So we're just so early that right now, everything I do and all these things I do on Instagram, let's say, it might help people learn about NFTs, but my buyers are on Twitter. My buyers are already in the NFT community. And that's what I've realized. It's tough to convert people. It's a process. I'm constantly working on it. I want to bring in new people, but the people who really buy my NFTs are the people that are already in NFTs and understand this stuff.
Yeah, and you're right in terms of like attention. Not a whole lot of people. It's still very very early in this NFT space, let alone music NFTs and everything that encompasses that.
Yeah.
How are you going about conversations in person with your homies that are doing a lot of music? Because I'm sure you're very connected in that space. And then talking about that, what's been what's been the conversation around that? Is it like, oh, yo, what is this? Or is it a bit of skepticism? What are you struggling to help,
I would
help
say that
these
the
moving
average
forward?
artist just isn't into it. They just haven't gotten into it yet. They don't understand how to do it. They don't see the opportunity in it. And I get that. A lot of artists are all about the art, focused on music 24/7. And this is very businessy. This is very business-like. It's sales, it's selling an NFT. I mean, to me, this is all part of being a music artist. And part of what I do. Like, I don't mind selling. I don't mind talking about NFTs, helping people learn about this, telling people about my NFTs. To me, that's a part of my art. It's like me explaining my art and music and everything I've created. So if I didn't go out and do this and do things like this and explain my points of view, then I wouldn't be doing the art justice. You know, I put my heart and soul into that album and I put so much energy into that work. And so part of what I'm doing now by educating people and by releasing it as an NFT and putting in the time and energy to do this, that's honoring the work, right? That's honoring the work that I put in. That's what I have to do to make crypto rich everything that it deserves to be. So if I'm not out here constantly educating, constantly bringing new artists to the space, telling them about NFTs, then I'm not doing my album justice. But at the same time, this goes back to what I just said. It's very, very hard to convince someone to get into NFTs unless they have that self-interest, that internal motivation where they've gone out and they've seen on their own and they're like, yo, I've seen enough. I'm ready to get into NFTs. Then it's easy. They'll be looking on their own. They'll be researching. They'll do what I say when I say, go watch this video. They'll go watch it. But if I try to say, go watch this video to somebody who's more concerned about, what's the score of the last Eagles game, they ain't going to watch this video about NFTs, right? So I've realized that what I do is this. When it's Instagram, when it's my homies, I'm just like, yo, I'm doing NFTs, man. Check it out. On Instagram, I'll post like some of my lyrics from Crypto Rich that are about Ethereum, or I'll post something about my NFT successes. And I'll say, hit me up if you want to talk more. But I don't have time to get on Instagram and try to convince every person who doesn't care about NFTs. That's why I focus on my Twitter spaces and I focus on the people who do care about NFTs, the people who are ready to learn, and those people are ready to listen, right? So
Yeah, the people that are in this game for the long term.
right.
Let's talk that strategy, because music NFTs and NFTs in general, there is no blueprint. The reason why I've invited Dylan on is because there is no blueprint, and he is literally spearheading this space for the person that has listened this far. And I'm sure if they're listening this far, they want that magic. They want that magic juju. What are the strategies you're developing now? And talk on your NFT project, how that, like, what encompasses that, the trading cards, what space you're getting involved in terms of your NFT project. Dive deep, man.
Yeah. So with my NFT project, I've done a few different things. So I have different levels of rarity for my album. And so what you have to realize first is that I have many different NFTs which are based on my album. So the album is represented by a collection of NFTs. Now there's thousands of different NFTs in my collection. And so a lot of different people can hold a piece of my album. So that's the first thing to understand. The album is broken down into many different NFTs. Now, some of the NFTs are a one-of-one rare piece. There's only one of them, and that's matched up with an individual song in my album. So some examples of that are like my song Aliens is available as a one-of-one NFT. My song Treat Myself is available as a one-of-one NFT. My song Flash Drive is available as a one-of-one NFT. And what these look like are a collectible artwork that is a one-of-one image that is connected to that song, okay? So those are the one-of-ones. They're rare. They're based on a single song. Then you have the 1 of 10 classic album cover. This is the old school 2019 album cover right here. This is available as a 1 of 10 piece. So it's not as rare as a 1 of 1, but it's a 1 of 10. So 10 people can own this one. Then there's the Crypto Rich Deluxe album cover, which I don't have a picture of right now. That's the one with the boat and with the alien ship on it for the latest album. And that one is a 1 of 200 piece. There's a collection of 100 on OpenSea, and there's a collection of 100 on Rarible. Then those are all the rare NFTs. Those are pretty expensive. Right now they're at half an Ethereum. They come with a lot of features. They include music download, VIP access with meet and greet at any show I have. Any show I have, if you have the VIP NFT, you can come to that show and get free access, meet and greet, hang out with me, all that, right? The NFTs also come with a merch airdrop. Merch like this and like this hat, it gets shipped directly to you for free. That's part of the program with the NFT, right? I'm also doing a collectible vinyl album. So everybody likes collectible vinyls. Why? Why? Because it's Wu-Tang. That's why. That's the answer. Why does everybody want a collectible vinyl? Because of Wu-Tang. So I said, okay, you guys want a collectible vinyl. You're focused on this cool collectible vinyl. I love that. I'll do that too. So I'm sending everyone a collectible vinyl, even though the thing that's valuable here, the vinyl might be worth something. Don't get me wrong. But the NFT itself is like a digital collectible vinyl. But there's nothing wrong with giving people physical stuff. I can get vinyls made up. It's not expensive. I'm happy to give everyone a vinyl. But remember that the NFT isn't giving you the collectible vinyl so you can sell that for no. That's little money. The NFT itself is the thing.
It's long term. It's long term.
But you get it. Look, Daniel, you get it. But there's people listening who they might not understand the NFT, but they can understand a collectible vinyl. And so I'll give you a collectible vinyl, but understand that the NFT is the digital form of that. So the actual NFT is what you can sell for more in the future. Don't think, oh, I'm going to buy the NFT and then this physical album is going to be worth so much in the future. No, the NFT itself is the piece of work that you can sell. And so then when the other person buys the NFT, they'll have the option to get a collectible album too, right? And so maybe they can order a vinyl from me. There's a lot of ways to do it. But that's coming in the future. I haven't done the collectible vinyl run yet. There's no rush necessarily to do it. Right now, I'm in the growth phase where I'm onboarding collectors, and I want to get as many people involved as possible before I actually go print those items, right? So then let's jump away from the VIP. So those are VIP packages. They're all currently right now, they're at half an Ethereum, so over $2,000. And that's really expensive, right? But people are willing to pay and hold their Ethereum in that because it's worth that much. I mean, it really is. Not only do you get all those things I mentioned, but you have a piece of the first ever crypto rap album, right? And so that's like having a Wu-Tang collectible from their first run. And we all know how much those Wu-Tang albums can be worth now. But this is the digital form, right? So we don't need this collectible album, which could break or it could get something spilled on it and get ruined. You have a digital asset now. So anyway, let's move to some of the other items. So these are my VIPs, expensive. We get it. It's worth a lot. You get it, Dill. You can resell it in the future. Okay, all that. So let's move to what I realized next, which is not everybody has $2,000 for a damn NFT. I mean, this is expensive. This is a lot of money. That's a couple months of rent. That's, that's a ton of food, whatever it is. So what I realized is a lot of people want to support me, but they don't have $2,000 to put on a piece of my album. So I released these trading cards. Now I took ideas from like Pokemon, baseball cards, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I thought how people like that. And I wanted to create that for music. I wanted to create some little card that you can own a piece of my album and just have a little piece. So I created these trading cards. Now, they're not just one set of trading cards. There's a platinum card, which is very rare, 1 of 10. And then there's a gold card, which is medium rare, 1 of 100. And then there's a standard card, which is common, not rare, 1 of 1,000. So there's 1,000 standard cards, meaning 1,000 different people can have a little piece of the album. And then there's more rare, the gold, there's only 100 of those. And the platinum, there's only 10 of those. And so the idea here is to have these different items that allow people to have a little piece of the album. So they don't get all those VIP features, but they can still own a piece of the album. And then they can use that to download the music. Sure, they can access the music. That's part of it. But the real value here is that they own a limited collectible piece of the album, which in the future, someone else might buy as they see value in the future of this album. So as the album becomes more and more well-known, people will buy these trading cards to own a piece of that album.
And how do you feel about moving across different chains? We've talked on Twitter Spaces about you moving from, things like Proton Mint and things that many people on this call may not have heard of. But
yeah, well, I appreciate you
expanding your horizon, just like you do Instagram, YouTube. You're distributing content across multiple platforms. That's how I see it. It's the same
Yep.
thing, though only on the blockchain. Touch on that and how you've
Yeah.
entered that space and what that looks like.
No, I really appreciate how closely you've been watching my project, man. So it's dope that you know about my Proton. So I did a mint on a site called Proton, which is great. There's other blockchains I'm planning to move to as well. But here's the way I see it. Just like delivering masters to Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, SoundCloud, we're delivering NFTs to different platforms. Now, those NFTs might have different values on different platforms. Ethereum's where all the money is and all the value is now, so the prices are higher over there. But if I can reach some people on Proton chain and let them get a little inexpensive piece of the album, that's actually awesome because that community may have never seen my work otherwise. It's just like how someone might have Apple Music but not Spotify. So if you're not on Apple Music, they won't be able to hear you. And so it's kind of the same with these blockchains where some people might only want to use one blockchain. They might be a Cardano maximalist, or they might only want to use Polygon because they hate Ethereum gas fees, or they might use Tezos because they don't like gas fees and they wanted to try something different. So there's all these different blockchains. And I've realized that by tapping into those communities, it's a different group of people who may not have collected your work otherwise. So now I'm realizing, all right, this is how we're going to do it. Multi-chain, multi-platform, full steam ahead. My trading cards are going to be available on multi-chain, multi-platform. So it'll be cool. It's different than what a lot of people do. Instead of trying to make something really different for every platform, I'm saying, what if my NFT, the trading cards, can be a cross-chain, cross-platform NFT? You can go to any blockchain or any platform, and you might think, hey, I'll pick up one of Jill's trading cards here. Now, they're going to be a different price based on the price of that currency, based on what it's worth in that ecosystem. But yeah, I think it's important that with music, especially because music, you're basically creating NFTs for this IP, intellectual property, which is the music. And so what we've done here is we've tapped into value that is there. The value is there. People understand that music is worth something and they want to support it, and they want an asset based on that music and the intellectual property associated with that music, right? They want to be able to bet and invest in artists. So what we're doing is we're tapping into value that was intangible before. We're taking value that's intangible and we're making it tangible through NFTs so that people can actually tap into that value. Artists can tap into the value. Fans can tap into the value. So what we're going to see is a music industry that exists exactly how it is now, but with billions of dollars of assets on top of the current music industry. Digital assets built on top of the music. And what it is it's monetizing the IP, the intellectual property behind the music.
What are some of your hot takes diving into this? Because obviously you see the longer term vision of where it's going, and I love a good hot take. And I know you've even dived into the, I guess you call it the metaverse of virtual events and seeing that play out. I mean, we've seen individuals on Fortnite do virtual events. Now people doing it on the blockchain through things like crypto voxels, Decentraland. And I know I believe you're doing a concert over the coming days and weeks.
Yep.
How do you see that space playing out? Any hot takes in terms of the future of NFTs and music?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I'll give you a hot take about metaverses. It's very cool. It's great for engaging with your fans, but the metaverse will never replace a live concert, and it's not supposed to. Okay. So when people think of metaverse, we're not talking about replacing a live show. We're not talking about getting rid of live shows or replacing it with metaverse shows. We're talking about more ways for the artists to engage with fans. So now an artist can jump in the metaverse, be with their fans, live with their fans, talk about this and that, interact and engage with their fans. But at the end of the day, that's going to help bring more fans to the shows. Or at a festival, let's say, you might be deciding, hey, do I want to go see Dill or do I want to go see another artist? And you might say, all right, well, I've been to Dill's metaverse show, so I'm going to go to his show instead of the other artist because I've seen him in the metaverse. I got to talk to him before. I want to go see what his real show is all about. So my hot take on metaverse is that they're not supposed to replace real shows. They're not supposed to do any of that. They're supposed to increase that activity and make a better connection between the fan and their audience, right? So with metaverse, we're not replacing real shows. We're just making more ways for fans and their audience to engage. So that's my hot take on metaverses.
And in terms of like the problems that you see majority or mistakes that majority of people entering this space make,
Yeah,
what are those mistakes?
I'll give you a hot take on music NFTs in general. This is a very, very hot take, fresh off the
Let's
stove,
go.
bro. I don't think you should connect royalties to your music NFTs in most.
Oh, okay. Dive
Okay.
deep,
And
please.
so here's the thing. I think there's huge potential for royalty linked NFTs. I think it will be one of the biggest types of NFTs. I think there will be billions of dollars of royalty connected NFTs. And I think a lot of people will buy them, especially traditional investors. But here's the thing. I've seen the money that comes from music, and I just wonder if those royalties are going to be underwhelming for fans because it's not that much money. And so the other thing I think is NFTs are a digital collectible artwork. And like when you think of a baseball card that's worth so much money, right? Baseball cards are worth something. They don't have royalties connected. You don't get a $10 payment every time someone hits a home run because you own their baseball card. Like that's not what it's about. It's about the collectability and the scarcity and the fact that it's an asset people want to hold their money in. So I just wonder if royalty connected NFTs, they might be a little bit underwhelming for fans. They might be, not all they're cracked up to be necessarily. So that's kind of what I think. I'm not saying they won't work, but also they're very legally and technically challenging. So for a new artist who's offering their royalties, I tend to think maybe it's not the best idea. And I know others in the space agree with me who are doing more of a collectible music project. And we don't need to give up our royalties, right? Like part of the reason that I left the major record industry in those deals is because all they want to do is buy low and buy when you don't believe in yourself, pay too low for it, and get in early on you. And so if you're a brand new upcoming artist and you want to sell 10 or 20% of your royalties with your NFT, you have to realize that you're just creating what the record industry wants, like this shitty situation between you and your fans. So it's like, yeah, maybe it's cool to sell 20% of your royalties and raise $25,000 of an NFT right now, but you just sold low on yourself, bro. Like you literally just sold yourself low to your own fans, right? So it's like, I'm not going to sell piece of my music in that sense until I do everything I can to make sure that music is as valuable as I think it can be. So does that make sense? It's like if you're a new artist and you're like, I'm going to sell all my fans royalties, like that's cool.
Yes.
Best to you. But like if you're being smart and business focused, I think you should try to build up your royalties as much as you can before you go out and sell your fans shares of your music too low. Like don't sell low, man. Don't sell low, artist. Sell high on yourself. Believe in
Yeah,
yourself.
bet on yourself. Bet on yourself for sure.
Don't sell 20% of your royalties to your fans because you think it's necessary. It's not necessary. Sell them the goddamn NFTs. Use the money to build up your royalties. And then when your album is making a ton of money from royalties, go back to those NFT holders and say, hey, discount for you. I'm doing a crowdfund for my album now. Buy my royalties. Discount for you for holding my NFT. And now we're going to sell it for millions of dollars. Don't fucking sell your catalog. Don't sell 20% of your catalog right now for 25 grand to NFT holders because you think that's the future of distributed ownership. Like, chill out, man. Use the money to build your career and sell your royalties because they're worth something. Don't sell them because you think your NFT won't sell unless it has some bullshit connection to Web 2 royalties. If you have good collectors, they should want you to keep all those royalties and all that ownership because you're going to make dope music with it and you're going to give them value back through NFTs and through music and through other ways. You're a music artist, right? There's a reason when you own Starbucks stock, you don't get royalty every time they sell a venti iced mocha frappuccino. It's because Starbucks knows how to use that damn money to make their stock valuable. All right. And so music NFTs aren't stocks, but they represent a piece of that music. So to me, it's like bet on the artist, believe in the artist, let them have the funding they need to do what they want to do. And even as a collector, you should be telling an artist, hey, I don't need 20% of your Web 2.0 royalties. I know you only make $100 a month on Spotify. I don't want that shit. Keep it and pay your bills and make dope music. That's long-term thinking. Royalties attached.
Respect.
Royalties
Well,
short-term. And that's my thought.
Nah, done. Thank you. Thanks for that, man. Appreciate the insight and then the hot take on it too, because we're very, very early. The space will play out how it needs to play out, and hopefully in favor of creators and what this technology has been built for. For everyone, Dylan hosts a space every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm sure the person that's listening to this 1 to 5 to 10 years will look back and see what you've created and the blueprint you've laid out for them. And there's no right way to do it, though it does help provide perspective on how they can go about it.
Yeah,
Check out
absolutely.
Dylan's work.
Yeah.
Check out Dylan's work. He's poured his time, soul, and energy into this work. He's honestly, let's put a timestamp on this recording. I think you've done a total sales of OpenSea of like 10 ETH. In 5 years from now, I'm keen to look back on what that 10 ETH is worth and what the utility and long term your fans are engaging with. Me, myself, going overseas and probably hitting up a show of yours.
Yeah.
As an independent artist, sorry, I got to jump in. As an independent artist, and seeing what you're doing, I have a whole lot of respect for you. Before we finish every show, we have a Final Four segment. It's called the Final Four. Let's jump into it, my man. Answer in one sentence or one word.
Okay.
First question, number one, what NFT project are you most bullish on?
Crypto Rich.
If you really knew me, you would know that.
I actually don't go out that much, and I'm not that crazy.
What is the best spot for a Philly cheesesteak?
Yo, Geno's. We just went to Geno's and Pat's, and I have to say, tonight Geno's was pretty fire, dude. Geno's was slapping tonight, but usually I like Pat's, but I have to say Geno's was slapping. I actually took a picture at Geno's, which I'm posting to my Instagram soon, because a publicly traded company now owns my NFTs, and they're doing a NASDAQ listing this week, and they bought my NFT to support me and to have my support as a partnership. So you heard it here first. My NFT is now owned by a publicly traded company. And that was way more than the one sentence. My bad.
What is a message you want to pass on to Dylan 5 to 10 years from now?
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Yeah.
Dylan, I appreciate you coming on. You're an absolute legend. I have a whole lot of respect for you and what you're doing for this space. As for the listener, if you got any type of value from this show, share it to one, share it to one person. Share it to one
thank
person.
you. Thank you, Daniel. Really appreciate it. I want to tell everyone, if you need the blueprint for music NFTs, first thing you do is go read my pinned tweet on Twitter or go to my Discord, dyluminati.com. That is where we talk about music NFTs 24/7. And now you just have another great piece of content through this interview. But if you're still listening and you want to find more, type Dill NFT on YouTube and you will find a ton of different videos and content where I'm talking about music NFTs. I will talk at you 24/7, whether it's YouTube, Twitter Spaces. Join me Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's talk about music NFTs. Let's build the future of this. Thank you, Daniel, for having me on. I really appreciate it. It is so important that we get more content out there about music NFTs.
You're an absolute legend. I appreciate the person listening. As I leave it always, peace and love. Let's roll up.